Good evening. I was at the library today and look what I found. The daily graphic Titanic memorial number. So this one was the daily graphic of the Saturday 20th of April. And I wonder what's inside this one. Oh look, the ocean grave of the Titanic. Lost liners tragedy. The sailing and the end. Ice, the foe, shock that brand. The ship, the brave dead. Woman saved by man's sacrifice. And this is the captain, the commander of the Titanic and the boss of the ship. And look this side. And here we have features which contributed to the splendors of the Titanic. Oh, look at that. Look at this. A single bed stateroom. A deck stateroom. The swimming bath. The Turkish bath. The Verdun cafe. And the main staircase. It was very, very lovely inside. And he was the sender of the SOS signal for help, and the ocean grave of Titanic, and so many news on these pages. This is very, very sad to hear. And look, breaking the news of the Titanic loss with over 1,200 lives to London. And this was the Titanic. Oh, look, this one. The iceberg above and below the water. So the hit iceberg and the ship sank. The upper deck of the Titanic, as you can see. And mansion house found opened for the windows and children of Titanic sailors. And look how big was the Titanic. The Titanic passengers taking their last look at home. And the scene around the Grateful Board at Southampton. And look what I found. I even found this postal. So this is the White Star Line Royal United States Mall streamers. The first sailing, the last addition to the White Star Fleet, the Queen of the Ocean, Titanic. So this was the boat, the large ship. And as you can see, it was due to depart from New York Saturday 20th of April at noon. And you have all these prices right here. So as you can see, you have third class rates to Plymouth, Southampton, London, Liverpool and Glasgow for $36.25. To Copenhagen, Malmo, Christiania, Copenhagen, Esbjerg, etc. $41.50. To Stockholm, Abo, Hango, Helsingfors, Hamburg, Bremen, Antwerp, Amsterdam, Rotterdam, Havre, Cherbourg, $45. And White Star Lane tickets for sale here. And this is the third class room and the third class dining salon. It says all passengers berthed in closed rooms containing 2, 4 and 6 berths, a large number equipped with washstands. What I also found was this one. So this one was the Titanic White Star Lane Royal United States Mail Streamers, first sailing of the latest addition to the White Star fleet. So it was similar to the other one, but this one was from Southampton, Wednesday, 10th of April. So the date the Titanic was due to sail. And as you can see, third class rates are from Southampton, London, Liverpool, £7, 9 shillings. From Queenstown, £6, 10 shillings. And these ones, this one was the launch ticket for the inauguration of the Titanic at Belfast, Wednesday 31st of May 1911 at 12:15 p.m. as you can see. And look what I found. Also these ones. So this one, I will put this one right back for at the moment. This one was the White Star Line RMS Titanic. Is the largest vessel in the world. It's not only in the size but also in the luxury of appointments that the Titanic takes first place among the big streamers of the world. By the provision of Vinola Otto toilet soap for her first class passengers, the Titanic also leads as offering a higher standard of toilet luxury, a comfort at sea. Vinola Otto toilet soap is perfect for sensitive skins and delicate complexions. It is rich, cleansing leather, soothes and softens, and for regular toilet use there is no soap more delightful. So I assume this was the only soap people used on Titanic. And that was an advertisement for the soap Otto toilet, Vinola Otto toilet soap. I will put this one here. And I also found, look at this one, this replica of how long the Titanic was. And so I don't think it will fit, but 1 second. So White Star streamers, Olympic and Titanic, each 45,000 tons. And as you can see, it's really huge as a shape. It's really the largest steamers in the world. And let's see what's written down here. So the new White Star Lanes, Olympic and Titanic are far and away the largest vessels ever built. The dimensions of each are length 882 feet, beam 92 feet, depth 97 feet, and tonnage 45,000. Their huge hulls, divided into 30 watertight compartments, contain 9 steel decks and provide accommodation for the 2,000 passengers beside a crew of 860 people. They are triple screw streamers, and their engineers of 50 hours power will propel them at a speed of 22 knots. In the equipment, they are unsurpassed by anything afloat, as they can be seen from the diagrammatic picture of interiors. Each vessel, when completed, will have cost 1,500,000. So it's really huge as a ship. Oh, look behind what we have. Oh, that's gorgeous. White Star Lane, triple screw, Royal Mail steamers, Olympic, 45,000 tons, and Titanic, 45,000 tons, the largest vessel in the world. As you can see, we have the first class dining room, first class restaurant, first class smoke room, first class lounge, first class vendrum cafe, first class suite room, and second class dining saloon, second class stateroom, second class library, third class dining room, and third class general room, third class smoke room. Really, really, really nice to see. And as you can see, look what I found in the library, surpassing the greatest building and memorials of the world, the largest and finest steamers in the world, Olympic and Titanic, White Star Lane, new Levitons. So this ship, this Titanic, was really, really huge. And as you can see, the number one is this one, Bunker Hill Monument at Boston. The second one, this one is the public buildings in Philadelphia. Third one is the Washington Monument at Washington. This one. The fourth is the Metropolitan Tower in New York, which is this one right here. The fifth is the new Woolworth building in New York, which is this one right here. And the sixth is the White Star Lane and triple screw streamers, Olympic and Titanic, which is this one. And as you can see, it's really, really high. And we have Cologne Cathedral, this one right here. And 8th Grand Pyramid of Giza, this one right here. And at number 9 we have the St. Peter Church in Rome. So as you can see, it's really, really, really one of the greatest ships that has been made. I look behind we have how inside would have been. So you can see first class lounge was this section right here, the first class dining saloon, second class library, third class public rooms, second class dining saloon, first class and third class stewards, third class dining room and gymnasium, swimming pool and depth of water. So water. Also, in the library, I found this one, the triple screw streamer Titanic. So this is a second class dinner menu from April 14th, 1912. As you can see, this was the dinner. You could have a tapioca, consomme tapioca, baked hot dog, shrimp sauce, carrot, chicken and rice, spring lamb meat sauce, roast turkey, cranberry sauce, green peas, puree string turnips, boiled rice, boiled and roast potatoes, plum pudding, wine jelly, coconut sandwich, American ice cream, nuts assorted, fresh fruit, cheese, biscuit, coffee. And at the back we have April 11, 1912, baked apples. This was the April 14th. So stewed prawns, quartered oats, boiled hominy, puffed rice, Findon hot dog, salmon, grilled mutton kidney and bacon, grilled ham, grilled sausage and lamb, vegetable stew, fried, stewed poached and boiled eggs, plain and tomato omelettes, and so on. Cold meat, and then so the sultana's scones, and so on and so on. And then this was the booklet of all the passengers. So this was a booklet of a list of passengers, of first class passengers of Titanic. And as you can see, winter sailings to Mediterranean, Egypt, and other destinations. And these are all the passengers. And as you can see inside what they would have in the first class. So as you can see, it was a restaurant, Turkish electric and swimming bath. So they had electric bath and gymnasium and a squash racket court, a clothes pressing and cleaning room, and so many other things. As you can see, this one, like for example, this one restaurant, in addition to the regular dining saloon, there is a large modern in a la carte restaurant on deck B, where meals may be obtained at any time between 8 a.m. and 11 p.m. at fixed charges, as shown on the bill of fare issued from day to day. Passengers wishing to use the restaurant should apply on board to the manager for the reservation of seats. The restaurant is under the management of the company. So yeah, and this one. As you can see, the first class passenger list, and they begin with these, with A's. And this was Liverpool and Portland, Maine, and the Dominion Canadian service, all Liverpool, Quebec, Montreal, Liverpool, Queenstown, New York services, all the services you would have, Liverpool, Queenstown, Boston services, Mediterranean services. So you have all the Mediterranean services right here. And White Star Line, Liverpool to Australia. And then really impressive to see. And you see from New York, Boston to New Zealand, or Liverpool to Australia. They even could go to Australia, or from New York, Boston to New Zealand, and so on. So these one. White Star Line, Royal United States Mail Streamers. And look, this one. So this one was the last song that the band on the Titanic sang while before the Titanic sank, and is Nearer May God to Thee. And this is the piece of music, and you can see all the words right here. And this is, I think, French, and that's Plus près de toi, mon Dieu. And so yeah, the second one is Lorsque la nuit se fait autour de moi, quand j'erre seul dans le désert immense, que de mon âme un cœur s'écrie, s'avance, plus près de toi, mon Dieu, plus près de toi. Et prendre à mon cœur les ailes de la foi, vole au-dessus des monts et des vals, chante au travers des pleines étoiles, plus près de moi, mon Dieu, plus près de moi. Quand tu viendras, ô mon céleste roi, me recueille dans ta pure lumière, que je radie à mon heure dernier, plus près de toi, mon Dieu, plus près de toi. Yeah. So that was the last song they sang. And look. So now I will show you what I found. Is basically, so this was the SOS they sent at 11:45 on April 14th, 1912. Distress call links loud Titanic SOS from MJY. We have struck an iceberg sinking fast. Come to our assistance. And this was the position of the ship, as you can see. And this was the transcript of register of transmission, the Register General of Shipping and Seamen. As you can see, it was written above on the 31st of May, a vessel wrecked in the Atlantic Ocean in the 14th of April 1912. So yeah, and this was like a letter that they sent on the 19th of April 1912. And then as you can see, the thing that really impressed me was this part. We express regret that in order to save time and cost at the risk of life, shorter and quicker routes were insisted on in spite of knowledge of the presence of ice. We trust the savings of so many first-class passengers' lives. We not deemed the solicitude of government over the lives of those who belong to the wage-earning classes. I call upon the members of the Labour Party to force upon the government the necessary of proper protection to the lives of all the mariners and all the passengers, irrespective of class and grade. Was signed for the executive Ben Dillett. So yeah, and as you can see, the refusal to permit other than the first class passengers to be saved by the boats is, in our opinion, a disgrace to our common civilization. Therefore, we call therefore upon the government of the Board of Trade to insist on the provision of adequate life-saving appliances in boats, rafts and belts, which shall not only provide means of safety for the passengers, but to the whole members of the ship's staff. And this one was a letter wrote on April 1912, which I found out was a letter wrote by John Harper. He was a Baptist who gave his life jacket when the Titanic was sinking. He gave his life jacket to another passenger, and therefore he saved the passenger's life. And John sadly sank on the Titanic. And this letter was written on the 11th of April to a clergyman. And this letter was posted on Queenstown. When Titanic had a stop at Queenstown, he decided to send this letter to his friend. And it's not very easy to understand, but it's letter to say I think thank you. And so yeah, this was very, very sad to hear. And we have as well, as you can see, another thing, which is this one, which is identity certificate of Percy Bull. Percy Bull was 19 years old, first class plate steward on the Titanic, and back you can see his picture. And he surprisingly survived the Titanic sinking. And so yeah. And I will show you the last things that I found today in the library, and which are the Titanic disaster and memorial service. So this one is a Titanic disaster and memorial service will be held at Battersea Town Hall on Sunday, next 20th of April at 8:30 p.m. All inhabitants of the borough are cordially invited to attend. The Mayor of Battersea, the Vicar of Battersea, and other gentlemen will speak. Silver collection is April 1912. And these are a few pictures. Let me put this one aside. These are a few pictures that are found. Look at the shape, how big it was, and this was the new White Star Line Titanic again. And you have the length and all the measurements of the ship. And then we have the captain, Edward Smith. He was the captain of the Titanic. And at the back, stateroom B21. And this one, I think this one was our first class room in the Titanic. This one. And then we have, I found other pictures of the Titanic, which are these ones. So this is the Olympic SS Olympic entertaining dock with SS Titanic alongside. So the two shapes, the Olympic one and the Titanic alongside. At the back we have the Titanic luncheon, this one. And then I found this one is Titanic gymnasium. So gymnasium was a Latin word for, I think, is the gym. Gymnasium is the gym, I suppose, if I remember correctly. And we have Titanic fitting tail shaft. And here are the Titanic in Belfast Low in April 1912. And this is the Titan and a picture of a child carrying the Titanic disaster great loss of life news, poster news, as you can see. Then the last ones that I found are these tiny pictures of the Titanic. So this is one, and this is the second one. And at the back are written a few things. I think they're very similar to the booklet. As you can see, it's a squash, racket court, Turkish electric and swimming baths, and a gymnasium. And first one. And this is the famous staircase. And at the back, as you can see, you have a lounge and reception room. Lounge and reception room, passenger elevators, Verdam Cafe and Palm Court. And these was lifeboats they had. And at the back, notes about the restaurant and like the booklet. And you have a room, which I think it was the first class room, which seems quite big. And yes, the gymnasium was the gym, as you can see. And other pictures of the Titanic, like this tiny one and this one. And this one and this one. So now, today we had a very good funding with all these things, and I'm really glad that I showed everything to you, to be honest. So yeah, the most surprisingly was this one, the newspaper of the 20th of April. And I wanted to thank you, all of you, for your attention today, for being with me while I was showing you all those things that I found today in the library. And of course, if it happens that I find something else really interesting, like these things of the Titanic or other things, I will surely show you next time. And thank you so much for being with me again, and I wish you all a lovely evening or a lovely day, depending wherever you are in the world. And I will see you next time. Bye everyone.